Hey, everyone. Welcome to Oracle Talks. This is Jeanette the Oracle. I am so happy to be here. Happy Thursday. Today is December 12th. In the year 2024, we are almost done with this year. Are y'all excited? With this calendar year anyway? So I'll give a second for folks to join and come in. As you know, when you come in, please say hello. Let us know where in the world you're joining from and what beverage you might be sipping on. And if you have a snack, what snack you might be nibbling on. I am joining from Southern California and Los Angeles. And I have today a rooibos latte made with soy milk and a little bit of maple syrup. Hello to folks coming in. It's good to see you. So I want to jump right in because it has been a minute now. So like I said, I'll give a minute for folks to jump in and we're going to go. So I want to actually touch base a little bit on the astrology coming up this week because we have some important transits happening, as well as just give an overview of kind of where we are just in the range of things. Hi, folks coming in. Please say hello. Let me know where you're joining from, what you're on. Then I'll do some announcements, and then we will get into the messages for today. And today I will be using the Threads of Fate Oracle deck for the theme of today's message. So we'll get that as well. So. As you're coming in, like I said, introduce yourself, but also I would love to hear from you how you are feeling. Are you continuing to feel more light, that things are starting to move now? Like, let me know, because I got the impression from last Oracle Talks that energy was definitely starting to shift. So I want to confirm to see if that is still the case for folks. I know I'm feeling that in the spirit as well, and also in my body as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments. But let's talk about the astrology for the week ahead, okay? So like I said, today, December 12th, we do have Venus opposing Mars, all right? And if I remember correctly, Venus is, let me actually look at this. I should have had this set up before. Venus is in Aquarius and opposing Mars in Leo. That's right. Mars in Leo. So Mars right now is retrograde, just went retrograde. So we do have that opposition now. Oppositions essentially are full moons. So from this point forward to the next time when Venus and Mars will be square, you might find that some things start to come to fruition, some things start to manifest for you, some things start to open up for you. So be on the lookout for that, because Venus definitely does give, especially when it comes to money and to love. So money and relationships, be on the lookout for that over the next months. I don't know, I don't have the date for when they're actually going to be square next, but that will be a third quarter square. So most likely will be within the 3 months. It shouldn't take that long. Today, we also have Mercury sextiling Venus, and Mercury is still currently retrograde in Sagittarius, but on Sunday, this coming Sunday is the next day we're going to talk about, we do have Mercury going direct in Sagittarius, and that will be at 6 degrees. So from this point forward, we'll have a little bit of time in the Mercury post-shadow time and experience. So that will be good. I'm personally happy that that Mercury will be going direct, because I don't really have fun with Mercury being retrograde. But this one hasn't been too bad, but yeah, it's, I'm glad that that's going to be happening. So that's happening Sunday, as well as the full moon in Gemini. Now, full moons are always nice energy, but in particular, if you've been following and been a part of the conversation and been a part of Oracle Talks for the past several months, really since August, you know that prayer for the protection of the souls of humanity has been very important for us to be praying both for the collective as well as for ourselves on a daily basis as best as possible. And when that prayer came through, the sustaining of those daily prayers was being suggested, asked, if you will, for full moons. So this coming Sunday is actually our last full moon. So I invite you in these last few days, even if you've like fallen off on going through the prayer again for yourself or for the collective, to pick that back up again. You can find the prayer on my blog. So go to my website, andersonalchemy.com. You can see the website there here on YouTube, on the banners at the below the screen, or in the description. On IG, you can go to link in bio to the website. But go to the blog page there, scroll down, and you'll see prayer for the protection of the souls of humanity. That specific prayer is for addressing the attacks around essentially our destiny, the mimicry attack, the subverting of that which is actually supposed to be for us, and siphoning that for others. And that has been going on for a while, but these prayers have been there to help to clear that energy and to help reorient us back to that which is actually for us. Okay, so this Sunday, like I said, marks the end of that. Of course, excuse me, I do encourage you to still make use of the prayer. It still is important and valid. Maybe it's something that you might do for yourself once a week or what have you, or if you feel like you still need more support, if you feel like that one and the prayer for releasing contracts, which is also on the blog page, might still be important to continue over the next few months, and possibly longer. So, you don't have to stop using it. It is a resource that is for you. I'm not going to take it down. But, as far as like this time period, that part is going to be done. And let's see, anything else for next week? On Wednesday next week, we do have the sun, which is still in the latter part of Sagittarius, going to be squaring Neptune. And Neptune currently is direct. Just went direct, so that should be interesting energy, actually. And then next Thursday, we have Venus trine Jupiter. And that should be yummy energy because it's air. So lots of good ideas coming through, possibly maybe new connections, what have you. And then, of course, next weekend we have the solstice. So that's a bit of a brief overview of the astrology for the week ahead. Yeah, so enjoy that. Also, next week, to continue with that, next Thursday is the final day for enrollment in the Lightworker Incubator for the upcoming cohort. So I do want to encourage you, if you have been thinking about it, reading up on the program, those details that are on the website, please do apply. If you do have questions, if you want to connect with me, maybe jump on a call or whatever, just let me know. It's totally fine. Like when you submit your application, I will be in contact with you via email to see if there are questions and if you want additional connection beforehand, before signing up. But yes, next Thursday, December 19th, is the last day for applying to join and also signing up. So I put those in two steps because like you apply and then we if you have questions or things that you want to talk through, like I want to make sure I give time for that. I don't immediately like send you a payment link. So it's not that transactional, right? Like this is a sacred container. It is a sacred space that we're going to be in for 6 months. So I definitely want to make sure that, you're getting what you need and you're getting your questions answered and all of that. Welcome to folks coming in. Good evening. Let's see, we have Aisha drinking water in London. Lovely. Welcome to folks coming in. Please say hello. Speaking of, let me sip my latte, my rooibos latte today. Yeah, so some things that are actually new with this iteration of the Lightworker Incubator is the fact that I am adding some new goodies. So one of which is going to be the Divination Through Tarot course, which is an 8-hour course. I go through my interpretations of the cards, and also support you in being able to do more intermediate to advanced divination with those tools. Also something that's completely brand new, because the course I've had for a while, but something that is completely brand new are these new Maya meditations. So a group of 3 meditations ranging from anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour long. And what they're doing is specifically helping you energetically to reconnect, but energetically connect to the higher energies of the Aquarian age that we're stepping into, and supporting your transition to that embodiment. So yeah, that will be available to you as a free gift when you sign up for the incubator. And that is a good complement to the Accelerating Ascension gift as well, because that is doing the foundational work of building up your energetic foundation, helping to clear when it comes to the body, the emotional body, the mental body, the astral body, things like that. But these new Maya meditations, which you're going to get with the program, will be doing more of that upper level energetic expansion, opening up more to your divine angelic nature, and again, aligning you with that higher trajectory of the Aquarian age. So yeah, I'm really excited that I get to add that into the program. So that is completely new for folks who are coming in for this particular iteration. So you get those automatically when you sign up, and you get to enjoy those, of course. What else? I also am having the sessions down to twice a month, because it seems, based on past experience, that it's more supportive for people's life experiences and life responsibilities than having to do like all the weekly sessions. So this one should be much more accessible in terms of time for folks and their time commitment. So yeah, those are 2 really important changes that I've made for this upcoming cohort. Welcome to folks coming in. We have Sylvie drinking moringa tea in Nairobi. Oh, welcome. Hey, Nairobi in the house. I love it. I love it. Thank you for bringing the energy of the motherland here. I appreciate it. Of the actual motherland. Like, obviously we embody that because, Earth is also an ancestor and our bodies are that. So for those of us in the diaspora, like we are walking mother. We're walking motherland, but yeah, to actually have your feet on the ground there is beautiful. So welcome. Welcome to folks on YouTube. See, tuning in from Greensboro. Nice, got water, lovely. Accelerating Ascension is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I think so too. It's a great resource. So yeah, so those are the gifts. Accelerating Ascension audio, which has already been a part of the incubator. I'm bringing back the gift of the Divination Through Tarot course and adding the new Maya meditations to provide you even greater support now that we are, in my opinion, officially in the Aquarian age, since Pluto has shifted into Aquarius. So there you have it. Does anybody have any questions about the Lightworker Incubator, though, while we are here? I know I have some alums on YouTube and on IG who also, might be able to share their experiences, but do you have any questions about the program? Let me know, and I will sip. So it's still really hot. Look at these cards. Wow. Maybe a whole second to think about that. One question that might come up for folks is questioning if it's something that is really for you or not. So one of the things that tends to come up when people have that question is wondering if they know enough, or if they're like advanced enough, or whatever that means. And the purpose of the program is to open you up to more of yourself and build upon the foundation that's already there. Okay, so I wouldn't say that it's like a quote unquote beginner program. Like, we're not going to be talking about, oh, this is what a chakra is, right? Like, you know, like most people like actually know a lot of the basics. Most people have been exposed to something spiritual, whether it's through their church or with hoodoo or what have you. Like, we've been talking about ancestors. Like, you're already in that space. You probably already have been having experiences, both within your own body, like your own intuition, your own heightened senses, maybe connecting with your ancestors. Like, it's already there. There actually already is a foundation there. So what this program does is it strengthens your foundation and gives you a variety of tools that you get to play with safely to explore, to see what else can take you further within your own knowledge of self, within your own development of soul power, within your deepening connection with your, spirit team, which is your ancestors, your guardian angels, protectors, etc. So it basically, like, it's a bridge to more. Okay. So nothing about the program should actually feel overwhelming. It's still going to challenge you, but it should not feel overwhelming, because the purpose, the intention is for you to be able to have direct experience with things, so you can determine, okay, is this something that is good for me or not? Is this something that I can use for my benefit, for my own healing, for my own manifestation work, for my own, creative exploration? Like, what does that look like? So it's really about bringing the spiritual down and making it practical, and taking it from this idea space into a real space. So yeah, that's what I would say for that. It's like, you don't have to know everything. We can't ever know anything, but this is a space that is safe for you to explore, for you to deepen, and for you to find out what works for you. And as you can see, if you've already been able to check out the program page on the website, there's a lot of things that are covered. Again, the expectation is not for you to know all the things or memorize all the things. That variety is given to you to determine, what actually is going to resonate for you. Okay, you get to go to the spiritual buffet and create your own toolbox, with guidance and with guardrails, of course, and protection. But it's a really beautiful, I would say, self-love and soul love practice, as well as a deepening intimacy practice with those that love and care for you in the spirit. And everyone who goes through the program definitely feels much more empowered, much more clear, much more, what's the word? Grounded in who they are and why they are here. Yeah. Let's see, Bill says, best way to step into your power and embody your higher self. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I don't see any questions, so that means everybody knows. So like I said, one more week for enrollment. So please do, again, reach out, apply. And if you have questions, you can feel free to DM me, shoot me an email, submit something on the contact page. But like I said, anybody that submits an application, like, I will be reaching out, asking if you have questions, if you want to connect or what have you, before signing up. So that support is there. All right. So let's get into messages for the week ahead. And this is just going to be my intention is just for the week ahead, because like I said, there's a lot of interesting shifts happening. So yeah, let us see. So let me get an oracle card first from the Threads of Light Oracle deck. Welcome to people coming in. Oh, of course. We've gotten this card before. It's the Paradox card. Beautiful card in this deck. I will read it again though, because it's been a while since I've worked with the deck and since we've seen this card. So let's see. Paradox. I believe this is going to be the Throne card. Yeah. Okay. So, Paradox. This card is a reminder that we can hold two extremes at the same time. Sometimes we focus on things, whether internal or external, and see them as one-sided. But to hold the paradox within us requires strength. To see our most brilliant qualities and our most ugly, to acknowledge that they both live within us, is a gateway to growth. Carl Jung said, "The paradox is one of our most valuable spiritual possessions." And for anyone that does shadow work, they know this to be true. But this can also be difficult for many people. If we have been raised in a rigid environment where things are viewed as black and white, it may be hard for us to accept our flaws, let alone love them. One of the best ways to slowly enter a relationship with our internal paradox is to remind ourselves that we did not create these things within us. That's a powerful statement. I'm going to say it again. One of the best ways to slowly enter a relationship with our internal paradox is to remind ourselves that we did not create these things within us. We inherited them. Take a breath on that. We inherited them. It does not define us, and yet we are responsible for it. To work more deeply with paradox as you witness yourself throughout the day, identify what types of thoughts you have more of, positive or negative. From there, find the polar extreme. For example, maybe you thought, "I'm so fucking lazy." Acknowledge a couple things that make that true. Then find the polar opposite, i.e., hardworking. Acknowledge a few things or experiences that prove you are hardworking. So that's it for that card. That is really powerful. I don't remember actually ever reading that before, but I'm sure we've gotten this card before, right? The paradox card. One of the best ways to slowly enter a relationship with our internal paradox is to remind ourselves we did not create these things within us. We inherited them. Powerful work. Powerful work. Let me think about what deck I want to use. While I think about that, let me know how that's resonating for folks. Well, I might have 3 sets of cards with this. Okay. I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite deck. To get our guidance for the week ahead. And this is going to be more of our 3D life, if you will, our physical life, where this is in general showing up for the bulk of us. one second. I'm actually going to shift this to just a little bit to because that phrase, "a gateway for growth," is sticking with me. Um, yeah, let me see what the gateway for growth is in our personal life as the cards immediately come out. Uh, why we always listen to our intuition, to spirit, because yeah, the redirects. First card out is the Knight of Pentacles. Three of Swords is next. Wheel of Fortune. One more card. Okay, and then Two of Pentacles. So, I mean, off the bat, I'm going to extend this, the cards, but off the bat, the Three of Swords is the action to take as it relates to this Knight of Pentacles energy. And it's, the Three of Swords is heartbreak. It is a loss. It is seeing things for how they really are, and it's usually not in a way that we prefer, right? Coming to terms with things, having to accept some hard truths, like all of that stuff is a Three of Swords. But the Knight of Pentacles is what is arising, and that is like, commitment, faith to keep moving forward. Yeah. It's like, now that you know what you know, that is wisdom that you can take with you on your journey, but it doesn't actually stop the journey. But it does need to inform how you move forward. Yeah. Because this Wheel of Fortune is divine timing. Something has, it's purposefully been brought to this Three of Swords, this truth seeing or this truth accepting. Because with the Two of Pentacles, this is the strategy to embody, as you do this action. Because in some way, shape, or form, you have to break from what was to move forward into what is new. And this is, the weighing of your options to really consider what it is that you are stepping into versus what you are leaving behind. And doing the pros and cons list, again, with the knowledge that you have now that is gained from this wisdom, this experience, albeit a tough one, through your swords. This is free. So you apply it to whatever it is in your life. To expand this, in the spirit position, we have the High Priest, the Hierophant. Again, that is commitments, promises, faith, rituals, routines, contracts. But because this is in the spirit of the position of spirit, this is with yourself, with your own soul. Eight of Swords is in the immediate past. So there was a not wanting to see, like the universe was bringing something to attention with Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Swords is not wanting to see something. And then, being forced to see, basically. Our strength, what we can lean on, is our King of Cups card. So this is our intuition as well as our emotional intelligence, our feelings, our own self-love and self-respect. King of Cups is in the deep past. This is also intuition and knowing. But, you know, both this and this have shown up. This Queen of Cups might be more of a either, I almost want to say naivete, but that is more Princess of Cups energy. Queen of Cups does actually know. So this might be Queen of Cups tactics to deal with whatever the issue has been, which on the negative side could be emotional manipulation, codependency, waiting, procrastinating, not taking enough action. But the strength we have is the yang side of this, the King of Cups. And this is one that does have clear and strong boundaries. The Queen of Cups can be more so looking at the idea of thing or what was the treasure that has been held and like keeping true to that. And that's important, right? But you see the King of Cups is not looking down at the thing, it's looking ahead. It's looking around, it's aware. It's not in its own little world there. We are showing up with this energy of 9 of Wands. So this has been hard. This has been heavy. This has been going on for a while. We are tired. Our soul is tired. But the 9 also means we're at the end of a cycle. We're at that point where it eventually is going to shift and move over, but it's on us, right? And in the environment, we have the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, I like to call my harvest card or my assessor card. So it's looking and seeing, okay, based on, you know, what has been invested, what has been done, what are the returns? What am I seeing from this? Okay, so the external environment is the results. It is the harvest. It is what is available and what can be worked with. Okay, positive, neutral, or negative. Because, you know, for some, this might be what you're leaving behind, and you may be saying like, hey, this is actually not enough. Well, actually, in a sense, it's for everyone, regardless. There is an energy of not enoughness with this card, meaning that the harvest that is there is not enough. There is a harvest, or what is present in the environment is a starting point, but it's not the ending point. Because here in the center, we have the Page of Pentacles. And so the page is like, okay, where can I achieve more growth? Where can I evolve more? Where can I plant a new seed? And then if it's a situation where you're not necessarily like leaving, but you're like, oh, okay, I see what my actions, involvement, etc., got me with this particular situation. How do I want to adjust moving forward? Because the results that I got are not what I wanted, right? So this is saying like, okay, I'm going to commit and stick with it and make the adjustments that I need so I can continue to evolve. So that might be a situation where like you wanted to achieve a personal goal or professional goal or business goal, you didn't hit it, right? And maybe you actually saw and intuitively knew that you weren't going to hit it, and now you're just like, okay, well, given what's going on, of what's available here, what do I actually have control over? Because obviously we don't control everything. Of that, what can I shift? Do I even want to shift? Do I even want to adapt? Or are the things that are outside of my control so much of an issue that me trying to move forward in this particular way is still not going to yield the results that I want? So it's a lot of strategy around that. And then if you are leaving something, you can see that this is as much as you're going to be able to get out of the situation. So you have to take your pentacle elsewhere and plant it elsewhere, but do so with that maturity of the Knight of Pentacles, which is informed by the 3 of Swords, by this experience, so that you potentially have a greater return. Okay. So does that make sense? Does that resonate with folks? Let me know in the comments. And again, this is just for this week ahead. So there is something specifically within this week ahead where ultimately the results that come out from what you are striving to have happen, or again, the truth is revealed about something, is less than ideal, but that is going to be addressed at some point. And on some level, we do actually know that things aren't going to go the way that we would prefer, whatever this thing is over this next week. Okay. And so we continue, we push on. The Knight of Pentacles is the most laborious night. It is the lowest night, but it is the one that is guaranteed success. No other night is guaranteed success, but this one. Because this one stays on the path, it stays committed. Like this is the tortoise or the snail. And it's, it's not the most flashy and enduring, but it is the path of doing it for ourselves and for the commitment that we've made to ourselves. And this is the spirit, the high priest. This is not other. It may be nice to get accolades or affirmation from the outside about, again, whatever this Three of Swords stuff is, but this is and always is about you and your soul and your journey. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello as you join. Let us know where in the world you're joining from and what you might be sipping on. What's interesting about this, and then I think I'll be able to shift to the next deck. This Nine of Wands here that represents us, right? It is a card of perseverance, to be clear. Like this card doesn't represent giving up. It just is an indication of how you're feeling in the process. But it is a card about persevering and continuing on. And based off of how this card is set up in the deck, it's actually like this. And this person is actually looking to the commitment, to the promise to self, to soul, to spirit, self-love, whatever, to the dream, to the goal, whatever it is, whatever you have faith and commitment around, that energy. Again, it's an internal thing, again, not outside. Because even our external commitments are still a commitment to self, to be committed to something, right? But this person is looking to that, right? And it's just like, okay, just got to make it through the 10 and shift things over to the 1, and we'll be good. So as tough as it is, for all of us, because this is very clearly saying in our real human 3D life, something is not going to plan or not having an outcome that is as good as we prefer. We might get some, but not all, so it remains to be seen. But within us, there is an enduring faith, an enduring light, an enduring commitment to our yes, to ourself, to our goal, to our vision. And even if we don't win this particular battle, we are 10 toes down for winning the war, so to speak. Because our eye is on this. Even if what around us is this. Even just number wise, we are at 9 and what's around us is at 7. So with that, I'll also say, please don't think that something is wrong with you because you are a 9 and the environment around you, whatever it is that you're dealing with that relates to this 3 of Swords, is a 7. This doesn't make the 7 bad. It's just a mismatch. And you can expect as a 9, we can expect as a 9 to be getting 9 wants and needs met from 7. So we must continue to persevere and continue to go on a journey. And that may or may not look like maintaining this for a while until we get that, or it may mean completely disconnecting from this to get what we need. Like everything is going to be different. Again, if this is a dream or goal or, that you're working on, you might just have to go back to the drawing board and make some adjustments, or you might have to be like, you know what, I actually need to let this go and wipe the slate clean and dive into something completely brand new. So it just depends. Wow, this is resonating. Welcome, folks coming in. Okay. See any questions about this? So I'm going to move on to the next deck. Wait 1 second. Well, one, I'm feeling lots of emotion around this. So, love to anyone, including myself, future self that may be feeling this stuff either presently or will be watching, the recording later. Yeah, because it's definitely, listen, it's not easy. This person's bandaged up. This is not easy. And these are tough cards. These are tough cards. So I'm not in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't think it's going to be something, traumatic per se. I mean, it's not feeling that heavy, but it's still heavy. It's still hard. So it's kind of like that, right down the middle. It's not extreme, but it's also not light. Right? It's enough to have us all collectively feeling like Nine of Wands. So yeah, I just want to speak to that and send love to that. But I was wondering why this in particular is a gateway for growth. Because essentially this message is about gain the wisdom, but keep moving forward. Yeah, I mean, even like for the, besides this Nine of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and King of Cups, they're all looking forward in the direction of what's coming, of the new. There's no looking back. All the past looking energy is this Queen of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So this is, for those who are or have been Christian, this is like that example of, this is an extreme example, so pardon me. There's that example of Lot's wife. Like, don't turn back, don't look back, don't second guess. There's nothing there. Like, really let dead things die. Keep moving forward. Don't look back, because none of the energy is looking back. And the Two of Pentacles is very clear, especially in this deck, that what you're juggling between is a small ship, a big ship. Like, the focus is on the big ship or the new. And the thing is, when we open ourselves up to the new, we do need a bigger container. Right? It does actually require more of us. It does mean that the time frame to achieve certain things take longer. We don't get them as fast. It might take twice as long, 3 times as long, 5 times as long, because it's bigger. It requires more of a marshaling of resources. It requires more community. It requires more skills, more upbuilding, more mastery of self, of soul power, all of those things. So it actually would be a waste of energy to focus on the past and to put energy here in something that's not yielding what you need it to yield. So that's why it's a gateway for growth. As hard as it is, Three of Swords, Nine of Wands, it is a gateway for growth. You've got to keep moving forward. Not in a way. Again, Knight of Pentacles. Nothing about this is fast. Like, and honestly, with this type of energy here, there's nothing fast that can be done. This is very intentional work, an intentional journey. Okay, now we can move on. So I'm going to do the Thoth deck next. So this is going to be for the gateway for both. For our soul in this incarnation, so like literally our energy body or connection with our ancestors, our guardian angels and protectors, nature kingdoms, like that type of stuff. So we just address the physical things. Okay, so expect disappointment, or disappointment or heartbreak, but disappointment for sure. In the physical side of things, but don't get in your gut, because the environment is Seven of Pentacles. It's not going to be able to give you what you need or are looking for. It does not mean that what you need and what you're looking for is wrong or bad. Keep moving forward. But now we're going to deal with our spiritual needs and spiritual life, which is again our own energy body, soul, life, ancestor, connection, relationship, and other relationships. Welcome to all the folks coming in. Please say hello as you join. Introduce yourself to the space and let us know where you're joining from and what beverage, if any, you're sipping on. Also, as a reminder for new folks who are coming in, next Thursday, December 19th, is the last day to apply for enrollment in the upcoming Worker Incubator Small Group Coaching Program. It is a 6-month container with me and other like-spirited folks. And you can find more on the website, innersonalchemy.com. I do have a direct link in my link in bio on IG. And on YouTube, I'll actually have this in the description when I finish this stream. I'll update so it's there. First card out so far is the Death card. Second card out is King of Wands. Spirit to keep talking to me about this this first message though. So whatever this Three of Swords is for us, like it's rough and it's hard. Again. But this Wheel of Fortune also is a reminder that we've been in similar situations before, choice points, similar tough times. It doesn't have to be exact. There's something similar, and we have been able to come out on top. But looking at those cycles is really important, because whenever you see the same themes coming up, you can think about like, okay, if you were going to go back in time to that version of you, what would you tell yourself? What would that you need to hear? What would actually, because like we can say all things, but we know who we were and how we felt and how we were showing up and all the like internal self-talk that was going on and all of that. So, you know, being cognizant of that, what do we really truly have capacity for? We believe ourselves, because trust and believe, like our higher self is our future self. It is our fullest expression. Okay. So it is our future self speaking to us, about how loving we are, about how we need to stay encouraged and like all those things. Right. So we even have been able to hear that is, you know, important. But what would we have told ourselves back then? The cycle could be a Saturn cycle, whether it's a transit 2.5 years, it could be 14 years, 28 years, it could be Jupiter cycles 9 years ago, 18 years ago, like whatever, like you've been here before in some way, shape, or form or another, whether it was like literally the same stuff or something similar where, you know, the stakes were high regarding something. And you were dealing with disappointments, frustrations, and what would you have told yourself then? What advice would you have given to your younger version at whatever age that was? And I would say in particular, because we have a North Node about to shift into Pisces within a month, like I would actually look at the North Node cycle. So look about 9.5 years ago, what was going on in your life then, and then look at 18 to 19 years ago, what was going on in your life then, and see if similar things are coming up now. Again, not exactly the same, but in terms of like what it's eliciting in you emotionally. What advice would you have given to yourself at that point? And I guarantee you it probably is going to be what is coming through right now, which is choose more for yourself, whatever that is to be, even though it might be hard to go after, choose it and stick with the choosing, because it takes the same amount of effort to go after what you want as it does to settle for not enough. Because remember, we have 100% of our energy all the time. So it takes the same amount of energy to go after what it is that you want, whatever that is, or to make the shifts and changes that you need to make, as it does to settle for not enough. Because not enough is always going to be there. More is also going to be there. You may have to deal with not enough for a while in your pursuit of more, but your pursuit of more is the expression of your commitment. You're taking action towards the thing, and you're uh, delaying gratification on one side, but also because this King of Cups and Queen of Cups are showing up, like a lot of this is actually emotion. And so the emotion of frustration and tiredness and not enoughness and whatever emotions are coming up are really the things that are derailing being able to stay consistent potentially. And I say potentially because the Queen of Cups is what's in the deep past, but we have the King of Cups here. So I do also think that with this Nine of Wands and King of Cups, that we are, again, regardless of how hard it is, because we've made it this far, we understand that essentially we are being given a second chance, because it's now like the wheel has turned enough where like we have enough life experience to see like, oh, I'm here again in a way. I get to choose something different. And I know now what happens when I don't choose the other. And I want a different experience this time. And it's not even so much about motivating myself for that, but it's just remembering where I've come from. And that deep soul desire of like actually wanting to have a different experience. Like your soul has said yes, even if subconsciously you're still in maybe space. And so, that's what I speak to, especially for like the Lightworker Incubator, answering the call of the yes, the call of the spirit. Like your spirit will know. You personally, your personality might be uncomfortable, but your spirit knows. And so this time around, can you trust yourself? If you've been feeling or gotten the ping or the yes from your own spirit about joining the Lightworker Incubator, especially if you've been watching with me or been a part of the Soul Family for a few years, that yes is still valid. Can you trust your soul's yes? Can you trust what is going to open up for you on the other side? Your soul only wants what's best for you. It's always trying to align you with what is for your highest and greatest good. Even if you may doubt that at times, but it is always doing so. If you're feeling that call, I invite you to come through, push through. All right. Okay, so let me get the rest of these cards. It's a message today. I hope this is helping somebody. It's helping me. I mean, I've been sitting in this space as well for a while because, I'm always paying attention to cycles, but I'm glad it's coming out for Oracle Talks because it is important for everybody to sit with and listen. There really is some beautiful energy that is going to be coming down with the Winter Solstice and moving forward. And if you haven't already been feeling it already, I'm sure on some level you have been, but it's really beautiful energy. Excuse me. So open up to it. Next card is Six of Pentacles. Let's get last card. Should I move this away for now? One card, please. So again, we have the Death card, King of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles so far. So Death card is definitely about, you know, releasing old timelines energetically, but it can also talk about releasing old old energy in your energy field. Could be releasing of past lives. But in general, the Death card for me represents the ancestors. I'm trying to get this last card out. Okay, Five of Pentacles. And look who just made an appearance again. Three of Swords. All right. Let me plug in my laptop. Okay, so Death card, King of Wands or Nine in the stick, Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, and so far at the center, the Three of Swords, but that's actually going to be the Spirit card next. So this is very much about clearing in this context. And release. So this is telling me that actually it's probably twofold, both for you and with the ancestors. But for now, I'll just keep it to self. The clearing of energy fields is important because there's a lot of stuff that's actually like burdening us. And I was just talking about these new energies that are going to be coming down. There's going to be a very profound dispensation on Winter Solstice, but some of the energy is already starting to filter through. But this kind of energetic dead weight is blocking and slowing that process. So yeah, there actually has to be some energetic clearing work, like blink. And clearing is always tied to also replenishment as well. So you don't clear and then just like leave yourself just wandering. Like you do also need to replenish and connect to higher energy. So it's always a both and. But let me expand this. So the Three of Swords is the Spirit card. Okay, so that's really what this is about. Yeah, just needing to clear out that old energy. So we have time, and again, this is over this next week. This is specific messages for this week ahead. And I wanted to do that again in part because we have the solstice coming up with that dispensation, but also this is that final week of that prayer for the protection of the souls of humanity energy, right? So we need to do energetic clearing work over this week. Ideally, if you can do 3 sessions with yourself, okay? So if you have access to the Accelerating Ascension, you can do that. Right now, the new Maya meditations are only available for the alumni group. So, you know, folks in the alumni group, you can use that. And of course, people who join the incubator later will get that, but that's not going to happen in time for this week ahead. But you know, if you do Reiki, if you work with crystals in particular, would be really good and important to use. I would highly suggest it so you can transition that energy energetically, because it needs to happen with this King of Wands. It's like taking action is important. Expanding out further, we have the 10 of Wands. So yeah, it's like a cycle has ended, something has come to completion, and we need to be able to move forward. But this is also feeling like a representation of the amount of energy that is available. Oh, look who came out again. King of Cups. And it came out in the same position as the previous spread. So our strength and our power is our soul's desire to continue to energetically ascend. Okay, it is turned towards the light, it's turned towards more embodiment. And remember, your soul is, your human soul literally is an embodied divinity. You are a divine being, you are a god, lowercase g. Deep past, we have 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, gradual stepping of powers, like of basic foundational power with the 4 of Pentacles, growth, expansion, creativity with the 6 of Pentacles, and balance, and then reaching a peak here, 10 of Wands. So this is a long process. This process actually might have been going on for the past year, this particular process, which, you know, would make sense. Last card, this is the environment, 5 of Wands. Well, that is definitely contentious, but in the center we have the sun. So it's, you know, it's blessings and protection here. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. Apologies. This is actually the card that represents us. Having these extra cards here is throwing me off. This is our energy, 5 of Wands. So it's still contentious, but we are like battling ourselves in the spirit, like, because the 5 is wanting to change, or wanting to shift, or wanting to move and upgrade. Especially for folks who've just been more astrally oriented, right? So 4th dimension, ancestor realm, like this shift, this desire to push next into the 5th dimension, which is, for some folks may actually be that first time when you get your angel wings. It might happen at like 6th or 7th, but I don't remember myself. I believe 5th is when I got my first set of wings. So we're itching for it. I mean, there's literally wings up here. We're itching for it. But yeah, just some type of activation. And the environment is the sun. That's the blessings and the protection, the dispensation from heaven that is coming. And in the center, we have the Ace of Cups, which is our soul. So yeah, I was right to shift this to our perspective rather than the ancestors. This is for us. So that's pretty simple and straight to the point message for the week ahead in terms of taking care of our spiritual self. Our priority is to do some energetic clearing paired with energetic restoration. Should always be together. And that restoration can be, you know, aligning you again to the highest available energies available to you. If you haven't gone through the incubator, this will be you opening up your 5th dimensional self specifically. Okay. If you've gone through the incubator, then it's just whatever the next stage is for you, or whatever the activation is going to be. Well, is this actually 5th for everybody? This might actually be 5th for everybody. It's 5th for everybody, which makes sense. Okay, so scratch what I was saying before. For everybody, regardless of whether or not you do the Lightworker incubator or not, this is actually, if you want to know specifically where this energetic clearing needs to be happening, it is on the 5th dimensional level, possibly also 6th, depending on, you know, what's going on in your soul. You'll be able to like see and access that, you know, based off of your tools. But for everyone, this is 5th. The dispensation that's coming down will essentially like give us the upgrades and give us the activations and healing and all that kind of stuff specifically for for the 5th by winter solstice. But in the process leading up to winter solstice, please try to do, if you can, 3 sessions with yourself, or working with somebody else, using whatever tools you have at your disposal, to clear your 5th dimensional aura. Okay, whatever the energy is there, or heal that area. Because when I speak about the dimensions, and again, we go into this in depth in the Lightworker Incubator, this is also a soul aspect. So there may actually need to be healing. There need to be healing of that aspect. So that healing process, whether it's mental healing, emotional healing, what have you, will also clear energy. So it's really going to depend on your specific situation, but it is your soul thing, your soul body thing, for sure. And you actually have to take the lead on that and co-create the experience. This is not meaning like you have to initiate it and co-create it. It's not like just going to be for you. The energy from the solstice will be, like I said, coming down. But your ability to pick up as much of that as possible and integrate and activate as much of that as possible is going to be related to how engaged and how intentional you are about this 5th dimensional healing and or clearing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love how I was like, is this 5th dimension? We got double 5. I forgot about the 5 of Pentacles. But yeah, there's some kind of brokenness, woundedness, healing needs to take place. It probably is a soul aspect, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be necessarily as simple as just like stuff or low energy in the 5th. Yeah. Okay. Questions while I sip. If there's no questions, we'll move on to the last batch of cards. My tea is cold. No questions, we're good. You're welcome, Aisha. Regardless with the healing of the soul aspect or whatever is going on in the field at the 5th dimension, it does like actually need to get cleared out of your energy body regardless. So I guess yeah, I'll leave it at that. Oh, hey, good to see you. Okay, so there's no other questions. So we'll move on to the last batch of cards. So this is going to be then I guess a message for, well, all these messages about our gateway for growth. So the first one, of course, was 3D life, so to speak. This one was about our own personal spiritual life, which is essentially like cleaning up our 5th dimensional body. And that's our gateway to growth for energetic ascension, soul ascension. Cause yeah, I love how as I start to go to different card, like I still get more info. The Six of Pentacles is in the past, so this is available to shift into. So we are kind of like in this transition, uncomfortable space of the five energy here. Like we're kind of stuck, like something about what's next for us is stuck because of whatever needs to be healed at the fifth level of the aura or this fifth dimensional aspect. But the sixth, whatever is there that is open to us, whether it's another soul aspect or gifting, abundance, you know, whatever, resources, whatever, this is actually available and online. So that this gateway to growth for this batch of messages is about getting whatever this is and coming back into, let me go back and watch full message on YouTube. Oh yeah, of course. No worries. We still have a while, so you might want to stay for just this last part, but whatever works for you. We're about an hour and 15 in, but we probably have like another maybe 20 minutes at most. But yeah, in order, I guess, to access whatever's held in the Six of Pentacles, is what is going to be available to us as we do this work. Now, I don't know the timing. I just know that this work, ideally, because we're focused on the week ahead, if you focus on this, I do get the impression, especially because the sun is showing out here, that we will immediately able to start to feel the effects of this pour through. And this might be something as simple as you having more peaceful nights of sleep. It might be you feeling your body is more easeful. Like there might have been just like low levels of like stress and tension that you've been holding in your body. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, I can breathe better. Like I feel more open in my body. I feel like there's more energy flowing. Like that is a blessing. Okay. Yeah. And that of course may trickle out into, you know, your relationships with your spirit family, ancestors. It might trickle out into your, you know, personal kind of 3D life. But yeah, there will be shifts for sure. Okay, so gateway for growth for this last batch of cards. Yay, alumni reunion over here. Welcome, welcome. So for all the alumni reunion happening over here, tell your people that there's 1 week left for enrollment into the incubator. So if they want to come, make sure they go through and apply. And also, oh, I actually forgot to mention this. I was mentioning the things that I had changed for this one coming up. So, you know, the new meditations, energy meditations that will be there, an adjustment in the schedule so that it's easier for people who have a lot going on in life. But also the price is lower. So originally it was $2,100 for the program, which is basically like $350 a month. And for this time around, because of how things are going for us collectively, real talk, actually reduced the price to what will only be the alumni price so that everybody gets the alumni price. So the program is now $1,500, which is basically monthly payments of $250. So lower price as well. I can't believe I didn't actually like lead with that, but that again tells you that like, this is not a transactional thing. Because I'm like not even talking about the money, but yeah. So we'll actually be the program at the alumni rates. There won't be an additional alumni rate because, you know, I still have to respect the work in the program. So it's not going to go below this, but everybody basically gets the alumni rate at $250 a month instead of $350. So that's $600 off what the normal price of the program has been the past few years. So let's see, Ashley says, this is how I've been feeling and have also been super protective of myself in this energy. Lovely. Some folks your way already. Oh, thank you. Yay. Love to see it. They put your name on the application. So I know. All right. So last set of cards. This is going to be with the Hermetic Tarot. Gateway for growth. What is this going to be in regards to? Okay, relationship with spirit. I have no idea what to title this this message. If y'all have some ideas, let me know in the comments. No idea. Oh, gateway to growth, I guess. Let me know if that resonates. 6 of Swords is the first card out. Ace of Cups making another appearance. I love this line of like some of the same cards showing up. We call this message gateway to growth. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to not be able to do Oracle Talks next Thursday, so I will either do Oracle Talks on Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday of next week. But that may or may not be live. I'm also just record and put it up. I'm not sure. But I know for sure I'm not going to be able to go live next Thursday. So just as a heads up. I'll try to remember to make a post on the community tab here on YouTube. I mean, Holy Spirit just doesn't have me do an Orthodox period, but I feel like I would like to do one before winter break. One second. That was weird. Six of Swords, Ace of Cups. Six of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius. So I can talk about being able to see and perceive from a higher level, being objective, and also can talk about like direct communication, higher wisdom, knowledge. So the energy is a lot. Whenever the cards get like that, it's like, let me see if I can focus the energy more. So again, the message this week is about paradox, eternal paradox. And so I've been focusing within that on, based on the message that came through, on how this internal paradox leads, is a gateway to growth. Nine of Pentacles. One more card. And the Magician. Okay, so 7 of Cups here in the center so far. Before I expand, but that's actually going to be the card of Spirit. The gateway for growth, the Spirit. So I'm yawning, so the channel is shifting. For those who don't know, the yawn not me being tired. It's like a adjusting and tweaking of the throat chakra. So this is feeling more so like Holy Spirit. But I was also getting deity earlier too. Just the word, not a particular type of deity. So Six of Swords is arising what's the path essentially that we're on. That we are being made aware of the path that we're on. Ace of Cups is action to take. So Ace of Cups is love, it's also creativity and devotion. Nine of Pentacles in this context would be referring to our sovereign nature. And by that, I mean specifically that, and I actually said this earlier, that we are embodied divinities. And then the Magician is a strategy or tactics we can take to help us do the, or to keep in mind, regardless of the action, Ace of Cups. And the Magician is always a reminder that we have everything that we need. We can create our own rituals, our own patterns, our own behaviors, etc. To expand that further, we can set the parameters for the type of communication or the way communication happens, so that we actually can receive it in a way that's easy for us, right? So for some people, it might be, communication in spirit. For some, it might be journaling. For some, it might be through music. Some, it might be how nature shows up when you are out and about. It could be your clair abilities, whatever, right? Like it's, that is actually up to you, and you get to co-create this relationship, the parameters of it, so that it's really working for you. But let's go a little further. So we have Seven of Cups in the spirit of position, the position of spirit. And Seven of Cups is literally options. Now, on the one hand, this talk about you thinking that you might need to do all the things, and you do not. Just because all these options show up does not mean you have to do all of them. But sometimes the process, especially if you are, earlier in the earlier stages of your journey, you do kind of have to try a lot of things to determine what actually works for you. And that's what we do in the Lightworker Incubator, right? But if you have something that's tried and true, if you have a union that you already trust, you already feel comfortable with, then you use that, right? But this is just a reminder that there are many options, there are many ways that communication is happening, even outside of your preferred way. And so that might be a good reminder to be paying attention to everything, right? Let's continue to expand this out. We have King of Cups in the recent past. Third time King of Cups has come out. Y'all. This is important. I invite everybody, if you have the Divination to Tarot course, like go back and review King of Cups. But regardless, also just like do a deep dive on the King of Cups in tarot, like do search online, everything that's connected with this, because this is the third time this is coming out. It's not in the same position, but it's the third time it's come out. And in this card in particular, we actually kind of see it here. There's like this progression with the King of Cups, so I'll show it. So first off, we have the King looking around, being open and aware, which I mentioned before, right? Then we have the King in that next stage when it comes to our relationship itself and our development of us striving towards the light of our soul, to our true nature, to who we really are. This is the King in action, right? And then we have this King here who is in communication directly with spirit. And you see all additional help around him, right? So, I mean, there's also help and support around this person too, because you have the peacock down there, and of course the horse. In this first card, there is, you see actually like has a lot of physical things to support him, but there's also like fish in the back. But this is more about like the crown, the scepter, the clothing, it's like all the kind of like practical things. Whereas this is a lot of green and blue, so it's heart and mind. This is working in the spirit. And then here is the most amount of connection. And he also has both a seated stance, but also a moving stance. It's a combination of, it's a chariot energy, so it can both stay still, it can be thrown, but it can also move, it can be a horse. Okay, so that's the immediate past. So this is saying that, again, because this comes right after the Nine of Pentacles, and the King is literally foreign. We already have the connection. We already can communicate directly. There's nothing between us and spirit itself. Going further, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is our strength. Look at our angelic nature. And this is a 6-pointed star. So our 5D angelic self and our 6D higher self. But also this is in support, guardian angels and protectors in particular. This Knight of Swords is actually giving me intuition, even though I don't normally get that from this card. That is like it's deeper soul wisdom and inner wisdom. In the deep, deep past, we have the 8 of Wands. And this is showing and saying that communication is frequent, has been frequent and often. And fast, like immediate, instantaneous, actually. Instantaneous is the word that's actually coming through. 3 of Cups is how we are showing up. This is literally Mercury in Cancer, the card of communication. And 9 of Cups is in the environment. So we have double 9 here. So again, this one-to-one relationship. Well, not even one-to-one, really, like the sovereignty part is there. So like you're already qualified as a soul, as a divine embodied divinity to be in, to have this connection. Look at this. We're showing up as a 3 and look how abundant Spirit is showing up as a 9. providing us with more than enough. And this is so beautiful. Enter the 10 of Cups. I love it. I love it. So the majority of the cards out are actually Mercury cards. We have, out of 11 cards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. We have 5 cards. That's a lot. I wonder though, with the Six of Swords, this is talking about also a shift in perspective. Like maybe that is a shift in perspective that we need to remember in particular. This is again for this week that we're in coming up. That we can talk directly to God, to the Holy Spirit, right? Maybe we need that reminder. And any places where we need help in shifting our perspective about things, whether it's about our spiritual self or with our human life, like the help is there. The hands are really like opening up the portal, literally, with this card. So yeah, we get to talk directly with God. We get to talk directly with Spirit. And honestly, with this 7 of Cups, this might be really speaking about what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. This might be an indication to you that you're, especially as we do this healing and clearing work, that what you want, what you desire comes through very strong and very clear. And that these desires create the imprint for the path that you choose to take next. So this also, I'm getting peekaboo with this, not the word, but like the sensation of like somebody peeking through with the 6 of Swords. It is also giving me a sense of us actually being able to perceive how our soul is truly desiring to move. What's actually really important to it, rather than us. What it is 10 toes down on, what it's not going to move beyond, like what it is still committed to. So this may be really, really clarifying. Yeah, this might actually be more of an internal soul conversation, because with the 9 of Cups also does represent wish fulfillment. Like what you ask for, you will get, for better or for worse. So your soul is making an ask, making many asks, making its desires known over this week ahead. And the universe is going to be making a record of that, of imprinting that and saying like, okay, you want this? Cool. I will grant it. Which also means that while these messages are different for these 3 speds, they actually at the core are the same, because this clearing of the old, person, place, or thing, soul aspect, energy, whatever, a release of that, but the harvest and the wisdom of the experience and of the time that we've had in this life so far, because we've been here long enough that we've gone through a long enough cycle to be at a similar place again, albeit at a higher vibration, at a new stage, at a new level. We are circling back and we get a chance to ask for something, ask, for the desires and decide on the path that we're going to go on. And some things were like, unequivocally, I want this, I want this, I want this, etc. And some stuff may be new. And it's really going to be important. I think, I actually think the most important thing this week is going to be the energy healing work. Because even knowing what our soul's desires are as that comes through, we may have a difficult time staying aligned with that and staying committed to that if we're battling ourselves energetically, for one, and for two, if we're dipping back into the past in our personal life. So all three levels, our humanity, our soul, our inner spirit divinity, we have the opportunity to walk with all of that in alignment next. And the clarity of that is coming through. We can be in conversation with that. And again, this 3 is coming through. So what, again, and I've mentioned this before with the healing part, what you may notice in those recommended 3 sessions of clearing work with your soul at that 5th dimension, at the very least, clarity about those desires come through, write those down, know and understand what your soul is like 10 toes down about. Because that's not just coming up just to come up. It is a trajectory for what's next. So write it down, especially since we're going to be starting a new nodal cycle, not just a shift into a new sign, but we're starting all over again. Because we're going into Pisces. We're going to start from the 12 and go back down to the 1, back to Aries. So please, 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 please do that energy work this week. Again, using whatever tools you have available to you. Please do so that you get this intel more clearly and more easily, because it is going to be communicated. I'm sure it'll be communicated regardless, but I think it'll be clearer. I think it'll be clearer, especially since this Ace of Cups is here in the action, and the Ace of Cups was the central message of the last spread. They are connected, and that's also probably why this King of Cups keeps coming through at all 3 levels, and why this is such an important message right now. It's not often that I get these types of messages that really speak to timelines and choice points, but this is one of those messages. This is one of those messages. And if you feel like you are struggling to, move into the new of what's next, the possibilities, because maybe you're bogged down by, physical life stress, whether that's your own personal life, which is going to be most of us based off of that Three of Swords that came out initially, as well as, what's going on in society, etc. Please, again, know that that energy healing work is also the balm for that stuff too. So that energy work is important both for this message right now, as well as that first message about a 3D life. But all of it matters. And the universe is paying attention. The Akasha is recording. And we're not being asked to be something that we're not. We're not being asked to cosplay greatness or abundance or love and light and all those things. No. We're simply being asked to be honest, be ourselves, and to choose ourselves. To choose the path that our soul, our spirit is actually guiding us on, and to not fight that. And that's really what this commitment is, I pre. Can we, as best as possible, stop trying to do things our way on our time and instead trust more and more our inner divinity? Can we take care of our soul more? And can we use our time, energy, resources in our practical life towards building, creating, maintaining, or transforming that which we prefer, rather than investing it in that which is not enough? Closing guidance. Any questions on that though before I wrap up? And of course, we're coming on to 2 hours. I just cannot seem to do Oracle Talks less than like an hour for a while now. Like it's really literally been months. I've not been able to do a shorter Oracle Talks. It's fine. It is fine. If you would like to support my work, you're more than happy to send me a donation. So I have PayPal here on IG, and I believe I have it on YouTube as well for both places. So thank you in advance for your support for this work. Oh, well, the closing guidance actually is the card that's on the bottom of the deck here, the manifest card. So I'll actually just read that as our closing guidance. I'm assuming that's a fire card. Yes, it is. Okay. So I'll show you the card so you can see. Again, this is the Threads of Fate Oracle deck. Okay. So this card signals a period of time where your manifestation work would be extra potent. Literally. What you have been working toward is on its way to you. If you feel anxious or obsessive, it is time to release it and let the universe work some magic. When we are working on manifesting, it is important that we do the following. We must be clear on what we want, not what we don't want. The first we must be clear on what we want, not what we don't want. We imagine and visualize ourselves experiencing it. This means tapping into the feelings we would have if we did have it. Okay. After we have focused on it long enough, we must release it so it can be manifested. So those are the 3 things. This card asks you to examine your process with these questions. Are you lacking clarity in your desires? So that message actually has come through with this last group of cards. The other question you can ask is, are you sending the universe mixed signals by focusing on what you don't want or what you lack? Are you too focused? So that might be related to the first set of cards, where that message was coming through about like, don't look back, like keep moving forward. You know, take the wisdom with you, but keep moving forward. Reflect on how you show up for your manifesting practice and make any adjustments that need to be made. So the animal associated with this card, because some of these cards have plant and crystal connections. So for this one is the wisent, which is also known as the European bison. This is considered a keystone species, which means its entire ecosystem depends on it for stability. I'm gonna say that its entire ecosystem depends on it for stability. Everything the bison does, from walking to eating, dying, has a profound impact on its environment. Wherever bison are found, the land, animals, and humans have depended on it as an imperative part of life. When it comes to abundance and manifesting, the wisent teaches us about the interconnectedness between all things, that all things are of use, even the things that may go unnoticed have tremendous power. For example, the wisent is critical in pioneering plants taking root, simply by the way it rolls in the dirt and sand. If we were to witness the bison rolling on the ground, we most likely wouldn't think it's helping plants to proliferate. It is the same with much of our work. Tiny things can add up to big results. And that is definitely the message of the Knight of Pentacles from that first set of cards, okay? Tiny things can add up to big results. The plant ally for this card, manifest, is mullein. So this rises out of its large velvety leaves, often reaching up to 6 feet tall. If you look at it from a few feet away, it can look like a rocket just after launching. Throughout history, mullein has been used as a torch. Energetically, it can support us the same way. It lights a path for us in our manifesting work. It finds the gateways and opens the openings that we need. So I'll say it again. It lights a path in our manifesting work. It finds the gateways and the openings that we need. So that might be a plant ally that might work for you. And then lastly, pyrite. Listen, universe be speaking. I actually literally just got the call to pick up pyrite yesterday. So I'm going to listen to this message in particular. Pyrite's nickname is Fool's Gold, but those that work with gemstones understand there is nothing foolish about it. While it may not be as valuable as gold, it can certainly support you in manifesting some. When we have our sights set on something, it is important that we take action. We cannot simply hope that the universe provides it for us. That is very much that second message with that King of Wands, like taking the action to do the thing. It's not going to be done for us. We must show up and do the work. Pyrite removes blockages. So this might be a crystal for folks to use or supplement with their energy work. And pyrite cultivates a go-getter attitude. So it's gonna be great for you if you need some motivation. Pyrite allows us to feel worthy of what we are manifesting. So I'm using it, the Oracle is using it, so it might be good for you as well too. Okay, y'all, that is our time. Thank you so much for being here. Please like the video, comment, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, follow me if you're not already following me. Again, there's 1 week left to apply for this next cohort of the Lightworker Incubator. You can check it out on my website, andersonalchemy.com. Under group programs, click on Lightworker Incubator and find all program details there and submit your application. Next Thursday, December 19th is the deadline, so please do so. And of course, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'll obviously be following up with everybody that applies to help you with any questions. Oh, you're welcome. Yay. But yeah, that is it for today. God willing, I will see you next week if all goes well. Hopefully I won't be too busy. I mean, I am planning to do one. I just know I won't be able to do one next Thursday. So when I know the day, I will make a post on the YouTube community tab. And I'll also try to remember to do that on IG as well. But yeah, and also if I, for some reason, choose not to do Oracle Talks next week, I'll also let you know so that you have a heads up. But yeah, love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here with me throughout this year and the many years if you've been with me for a while. It is deeply appreciated. I do not take it for granted. Having love and trust is, it's a blessing and I love it. So thank you so much. And sign up for my newsletter because I am going to be announcing some new things for the new year. So new products, digital products, options and things like that. So definitely check that out when you have the chance, but sign up. And if you are signed up on the newsletter, please make sure you have added my email, info@andersonalchemy.com, to your contacts. With all the changes and adjustments with the digital privacy and all that kind of stuff, sometimes things get sent to promotion or spam folder. So just to ensure that, to make sure that you're actually getting my news, please definitely do that. Yeah, because the things, which is good and it's understandable, but if the system doesn't know that I am a trusted source, it's just gonna bury it. So if you want to stay connected, definitely do so. Okay. All right. That is love you all, and God willing, I'll see you next time. Bye.